Right now, you're not trying to get rich. You're trying to stop making the mistake that keeps you at this level. This is the story of every level, from nothing in your name to assets your grandchildren may never have to rebuild. You have no assets. Maybe a checking account that empties every month, maybe less. This is level 1. The room feels tight because one bad week can tilt the whole month. Most people here chase relief. Relief spends fast and leaves nothing behind. At this level, the trap is survival spending that disguises itself as reward. A meal, a gadget, a weekend. One small exhale after pressure. I know the feeling. The bridge is not disciplined theater. It is learning to protect a tiny piece of money from your own panic. Now you have your first buffer. Call it $500, maybe $1,000 saved. This is level 2, and the air changes slightly. You sleep a little deeper. Then a bill arrives, and most people hand the buffer back because they never built distance from chaos. The mistake here is believing the emergency fund finished the job. It only bought time. Time matters. The ones who move forward use that time to stabilize income, tighten recurring leaks, and stop treating every inconvenience like a financial emergency. You are paying off debt or dragging balances behind you while trying to breathe. This is level 3. Your paycheck lands already spoken for. The trap is confusion. Most people mix progress with motion, shifting money around while interest keeps eating the center. Debt changes your posture before it changes your numbers. Shoulders forward, eyes tired. You feel busy, but the balances barely move. The bridge is clarity so sharp it feels cold. One target, one order, one reason strong enough to survive boredom. Now income starts to rise. Maybe you are earning enough to cover life without flinching at every receipt. This is level 4. It feels like freedom for about 3 months. Then lifestyle creep enters quietly, dressed like self-respect, and takes the raise before you keep it. Most people think higher income means they have solved money. They have only increased the size of their mistakes. The bridge here is restraint that does not look exciting from the outside. You keep your fixed costs lower than your pride wants. You are stacking your first real cash reserve now. 3 months, 6 months, maybe more. Where stability begins to feel real. The trap is parking here too long because cash feels safe, visible, obedient. But idle money eventually starts losing a quieter war. This level teaches patience, and patience can become hesitation. You check the account and feel powerful because the number holds still. Wealth does not stay still for long. The bridge is accepting that ownership brings movement, fluctuation, and temporary discomfort. You buy your first assets, index funds, retirement accounts, maybe a small business stake. This is level 6. For the first time, your money works while you sleep. The trap is impatience. Most people expect assets to feel dramatic, but early ownership looks painfully ordinary. A market dip hits, and your screen goes red. Fear comes back wearing a smarter suit. You want to stop, wait, maybe outthink the cycle. The ones who make it understand something simple here. Consistency beats emotional intelligence when the numbers are moving against you. Now the portfolio starts to matter. You have maybe $100,000 invested, maybe more, and compounding finally becomes visible. This is level 7. The trap shifts from scarcity to ego. You start thinking your recent wins came from skill alone. An expensive confidence follows. This is where people start overtrading, chasing private deals they barely understand, or borrowing against growing assets to look bigger than they are. It feels sophisticated. It usually delays the next level. The bridge is humility. You stay rich in process before you look rich in public. You have enough invested that your capital can create serious annual growth. This is level 8. Money decisions become quieter now. Fewer emergencies. More invitations. The trap is concentration. One company, one property, one idea, one person you trust too much. At this stage, losses hurt differently because they come from confidence, not ignorance. You thought you had graduated from basic mistakes. Nobody does. The bridge is structure, diversification, tax awareness, legal protection. and clean records become part of staying in the game. Your income no longer carries the whole load. Assets are doing visible work, where work becomes optional in theory before it becomes optional in practice. The trap is identity shock. Most people built themselves around earning. Ownership asks you who you are without constant proving. Some people sabotage this level by spending to announce arrival. Bigger house, louder car, more obligations disguised as enjoyment. The next level belongs to people who can sit in quiet strength. They protect time, keep expenses intentional, and let wealth stay boring. Now you are building something larger than personal freedom. This is level 10. Maybe a business with management, multiple properties, or a portfolio large enough to fund other people. The trap is control. You keep touching everything because your fingerprints built it. Control works early, it fails later. Real wealth needs systems that survive your mood, your attention, and eventually, your absence. The bridge is trust with verification. Operators, advisors, estate attorneys. And written rules start replacing memory and improvisation. This is the level where family enters the equation in a serious way. You are no longer asking how to make money. You are deciding what money will do to the people around you. The trap is silence. Most families inherit assets without inheriting judgment. You can leave a portfolio and still leave confusion. I have seen money create drift inside strong families because nobody named the purpose. The bridge is conversation before paperwork. Values, expectations, stewardship, and responsibility have to be spoken while you are still here. Now you are in legacy territory. Trusts, tax planning, philanthropy, succession. This is level 11, and it feels less like ownership and more like architecture. The trap is thinking size alone creates permanence. Fortunes disappear when heirs receive wealth as consumption instead of custodianship. Legacy gets built in documents, habits, and repeated stories. Your children learn from what they watched long before they read the estate plan. The bridge is alignment. Your structures, your teaching, and your example have to point in the same direction. At the highest level, money becomes a tool for continuity. This is level 12. You can fund education, seed businesses, support causes, and create time for people you may never meet. The trap is vanity. Buildings with your name on them mean little if the foundation underneath is weak. When you look back down, every level reveals the same truth in a different costume. Wealth starts as protection, becomes choice, then becomes responsibility. The ones who make it furthest stay teachable all the way up. Tell me the level you crossed last and what it cost.